Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going all in on the future of AI.
Ooh, exciting.
Specifically, how it's being used to create those crazy, realistic virtual worlds.
Right.
We're basing this deep dive on Jensen Huang's Keynote from CES 2025.
Oh, very cool.
So get ready for AI factories,
Okay.
world foundation models,
All right.
and even a 3-computer system for robots.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack.
It is. It's pretty wild. But before we get ahead of ourselves,
Yeah.
can you believe that Nvidia, a company that started making graphics cards for gamers,
Right?
is now leading the charge in this whole AI revolution?
It is remarkable when you think about it.
Seriously. I mean, it all started back in '93
Okay.
with their first graphics card, the MV1.
Yeah.
But the real turning point seems to have been around 2012,
Hmm.
when AI researchers started using those GPUs to train deep learning models.
You're right.
That's what really kicked off the AI boom we're seeing now.
Exactly. And what's really fueling this boom is this concept called scaling laws.
Okay, scaling laws.
Yeah. So it basically means that the more data and computing power you feed an AI,
Uh-huh.
the more capable it becomes.
So the more you give it, the smarter it gets.
Exactly. It's almost like AI is on this constant growth spurt,
Oh, wow.
and we're just trying to figure out how to keep up.
Okay, I need you to break down these scaling laws a bit more for me.
Okay, sure.
So, does this mean that eventually
Uh-huh.
these AI models will be able to do well?
Yeah.
Pretty much anything.
It's definitely heading in that direction.
Whoa.
Huang actually talked about 3 specific scaling laws.
Okay.
Pre-training, post-training, and test time scaling.
Okay, pre-training. What's that?
So pre-training is all about feeding the AI massive amounts of data
Got it.
to build like a base of knowledge.
So it's like giving the AI a crash course in
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And then post-training,
Okay.
that's where you use techniques like reinforcement learning to kind of refine that knowledge.
So that's like sending the AI to grad school.
Exactly.
Haha. Wow, that's amazing.
And then finally, there's test time scaling,
Okay.
which is the AI's ability to adapt its processing power based on like the task at hand.
So it's like the AI is learning how to think strategically.
Yeah, you could say that.
This is wild. So we've got AI getting smarter,
Uh-huh.
but it's not just about AI understanding our world anymore.
Right.
It's about AI creating entirely new content,
Exactly.
like those crazy realistic virtual worlds we were talking about earlier.
You got it. This is the era of generative AI.
Okay.
Remember that demo Huang showed where like
Yeah.
a whole video game scene was rendered in real time
Oh, yeah.
using AI to generate most of the visuals?
That was insane.
Yeah, that's generative AI in action.
It makes you wonder if AI can create virtual worlds that look that real.
Hmm.
What does that mean for our own sense of reality?
Right. It's crazy to think about. But we should also talk about those digital twins he mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah,
Are those like virtual copies of things in the real world?
exactly. Digital twins are virtual replicas of like physical things or environments.
Mm.
So for example, imagine a digital twin of your city
Okay.
that could help urban planners like simulate traffic flow or design new buildings.
Oh, it's so interesting.
It's like having a virtual sandbox
I like that.
to experiment and test things out before making changes in the real world.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got AI getting smarter, creating content, and building these digital twins.
Uh-huh.
But how is Nvidia pulling all this off?
Well, that's where their new GPU architecture, Blackwell, comes in.
Okay, Blackwell.
This thing is a powerhouse.
Okay.
It has over 92 billion transistors.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to need you to translate that into something I can actually grasp.
Uh-huh. Okay.
What does having that many transistors actually mean?
Okay, so think of it this way.
Yeah.
All those transistors translate into like massive amounts of processing power.
Mm-hmm.
It means we can train AI models faster,
Okay.
create more realistic graphics, and basically just do things with AI that we could only dream of a few years ago. And get this,
Yeah.
these Blackwell GPUs are being used to build something called AI factories.
AI factories. What are those?
Well, they're essentially giant supercomputers
Okay.
designed for training these massive AI models.
That sounds really expensive.
It is.
So are these AI factories something that only big companies like Google and Facebook have access to?
Well,
What about the rest of us?
that's what's so exciting.
Yeah.
Nvidia is actually working to make AI accessible to everyone
Really?
through something called Nvidia NIMs.
NIMS.
Yeah, they're like little packages of AI that can be easily deployed anywhere.
Hmm.
It's like democratizing AI, so anyone,
Cool.
even like small businesses or individual researchers
Yeah.
can harness its power.
That's really cool. So it's like giving everyone a taste of what it's like to have a supercomputer at their fingertips.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like that. But wait, there's more, right?
Haha, there is.
We also need to talk about this thing called Nvidia Cosmos,
Yes.
which Huang described as a world foundation model. What in the world does that even mean?
All right, so imagine an AI that has been trained on millions of hours of video data,
Okay.
learning how the physical world works.
Mm-hmm.
That's Cosmos in a nutshell.
Wow.
It's designed to understand things like gravity,
Yeah.
how objects interact,
Okay.
and even basic physics.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like giving AI a crash course in Physics 101.
Exactly.
Okay, but why is that so important?
Well, think about it this way.
Yeah.
If we want to build robots that can operate safely and effectively in the real world,
Right.
they need to understand how the world works.
That makes sense.
Cosmos can help bridge that gap between the virtual world and the real world
Okay.
by giving robots a sort of virtual training ground
Oh, that's cool.
where they can learn the ropes before they're let loose in our homes and offices.
So it's like giving robots a virtual playground to practice their skills.
Exactly.
I like that a lot.
And what's really cool is that Cosmos,
Yeah.
when combined with Nvidia's Omniverse platform,
Can generate like incredibly realistic simulations.
Oh, wow.
They call this ground truth.
Ground truth.
Yeah. Imagine training a robot to navigate your house in a virtual replica that's so accurate.
Yeah.
It's almost indistinguishable from the real thing.
Okay, that's blowing my mind.
It's pretty amazing.
But let's bring this back down to earth for a second.
Okay.
How is all this being used in the real world?
Right.
Huang mentioned a bunch of different applications, right?
He did. He focused on 3 key areas:
Okay.
industrial digitalization, autonomous vehicles, and general robotics.
Okay, let's start with industrial digitalization.
All right, so Nvidia is working with companies like Keynote and Accenture
Yeah.
to build digital twins of factories and warehouses.
Okay.
And these digital twins are being used to optimize logistics,
Okay.
automate tasks,
Uh-huh.
and just make those industries more efficient.
So it's like taking all those smart home gadgets we have now
Right.
and applying those same principles to an entire factory.
Exactly.
So cool. Yeah. And then, of course, we have autonomous vehicles.
Self-driving cars, that's one of the hottest areas in AI right now.
It is. NVIDIA's technology is being used by a ton of car companies,
Oh, yeah.
including Toyota.
Oh,
They're using it to train self-driving cars,
okay.
power those self-driving systems,
Right.
and even generate synthetic data.
Synthetic data? What's that?
So basically creating virtual driving scenarios to train those AI drivers.
Oh, that's smart. So it's like a virtual driving school for self-driving cars.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of training,
Yeah.
we also got a sneak peek at their new Thor chip,
Yes.
which is designed specifically for autonomous vehicles.
It's like the brain of a self-driving car.
It is.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
cool. But what about general robotics?
Right.
That sounds pretty broad.
It is. So General Robotics is basically about building robots that can do all sorts of tasks,
Okay.
not just specialized ones like welding car parts or vacuuming your living room.
Oh, I see. So like robots that can learn and adapt.
Exactly.
That sounds like a way bigger challenge.
It is. It's one of the toughest challenges in AI
Oh,
because it requires robots to be able to learn, adapt, and make decisions
right.
in complex, ever-changing environments.
That is tough.
Yeah.
And that's where NVIDIA's Isaac platform comes in.
Exactly. Isaac is designed to make it easier to develop and deploy these general-purpose robots. They even showed off this cool feature called Groot Teleup.
Okay, Groot Telia.
Yeah, which lets humans control robots in a virtual environment.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Using devices like the Apple Vision Pro.
exactly.
So you're telling me I could put on a VR headset
Uh-huh.
and control a robot in a virtual world?
You got it.
That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And you're saying this is a good way to train robots?
Yeah, it's a great way to train robots without the risk of them causing damage in the real world.
Okay, that's smart.
And it also helps us gather tons of training data,
Right.
so those robots can learn how to navigate the real world safely and effectively.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm officially starting to feel like I'm living in the future.
Me too.
But we can't forget that all of this incredible technology comes with some pretty big questions and challenges, right?
Absolutely. We've only just scratched the surface of what AI can do.
Right.
And there are lots of ethical and societal questions we need to grapple with.
Yeah, good point.
But one thing is clear. NVIDIA has a vision for the future where AI is accessible to everyone. and they're building the tools and platforms to make that vision a reality.
That's really cool. And speaking of tools, we have to talk about that Project Digits they teased at the
Oh,
end.
yeah.
A compact AI supercomputer that can fit on your desk. Sign me up.
Right. It's incredible to think that something that powerful can be so compact.
It really does.
It really does feel like we're on the cusp of a technological revolution.
Yeah.
Where anyone, regardless of their technical expertise, can harness the power of AI.
That's pretty amazing. This is, well, it's a lot to process.
It is.
But before we get too carried away with the future,
Okay.
maybe we should take a step back and reflect on everything we've learned so far.
Yeah, good idea. What are your initial thoughts on all of this?
Honestly, it's hard to pick just one thing.
Haha, I know, right?
But the idea of a three-computer system for robotics, the training computer, the deployment computer, and the digital twin connecting them.
Right.
That's something I'm still wrapping my head around.
It's a lot.
It seems like a really elegant way to think about how we can create robots that can function safely and effectively in our world.
That's a great observation. It really highlights how important simulation and synthetic data are in the world of robotics. By training robots in virtual worlds, we can create safer and more efficient robots without having to worry about real-world consequences while they're still learning.
Yeah, it's like giving them a safe space to make mistakes and learn from them.
Exactly.
But I'm also fascinated by the implications of this generative AI.
Yeah, what about it?
If AI can already create art, music, and even write code, what's next? Are we headed towards a world where AI is the primary creator, with humans playing more of a curatorial role?
That's a really thought-provoking question. And honestly, I don't think anyone has a definitive answer yet.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think about.
It is, but it's certainly something we need to consider as AI continues to evolve.
Right.
If AI can create content that's indistinguishable from human-created content,
Yeah.
what does that mean for the future of creativity? Will it be a collaboration between humans and AI?
Who knows?
Will AI become the primary artist, with humans taking on more of a curatorial role?
Yeah, it's mind-blowing.
These are questions we'll need to grapple with as we move forward.
Yeah, it feels like we're on the verge of a new renaissance. But instead of being driven by human ingenuity alone,
Right.
it's being fueled by the combined power of human and artificial intelligence.
It's both thrilling and a bit daunting, isn't it?
It is. But one thing's for sure, the world is changing rapidly, and AI is at the heart of that change.
It certainly is.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive.
We have.
From the evolution of AI to the incredible potential of generative AI, digital twins, and world foundation models.
It's been a wild ride.
It has.
But we're not done yet.
Oh, there's more.
In the next part of our deep dive, we'll take a closer look at the ethical and societal implications of all this AI advancement,
Good.
exploring both the potential benefits and the potential risks.
Can't wait.
So stick around. We'll be right back after a quick break.
See you soon.
Welcome back. It's pretty amazing to think about how far AI has come
I know, right?
in such a short time.
It's insane.
From those early graphics cards to these mind-boggling virtual worlds.
Yeah,
The pace of innovation is just incredible.
it really is.
But with all this progress,
Uh-huh.
it's crucial to consider like the implications of such powerful technology.
Yeah, you're right. It's not all fun and games when we start talking about AI that can create these realistic simulations.
Right.
And even control robots. There are some serious questions we need to ask ourselves about how this technology might impact society,
Definitely.
both for better and for worse.
Absolutely.
So we need to approach this new era of AI
Yeah.
with both excitement and a healthy dose of caution.
Right. It's like we're exploring this uncharted territory,
Yeah.
and we need to be mindful of the potential pitfalls along the way.
Okay, so where do we even begin?
That's a good question.
When it comes to the impact of AI on society,
Yeah,
there's so much to consider.
there is.
And where do we even start?
Well, a good place to start might be with the potential impact on jobs.
Jobs.
Yeah, this is a concern that comes up a lot when people talk about AI.
Yeah, for sure.
For good reason.
Right, it's hard not to worry about robots taking over our jobs,
Yeah.
especially when you see AI systems that can write code,
Uh-huh.
create art,
Right.
and even diagnose diseases.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder what jobs will even be left for humans in the future.
Yeah, that's a valid concern, and it's something we need to be thinking about proactively.
Definitely.
But I think it's important to remember that AI is a tool, Like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
Right.
The key is to use AI in ways that augment human capabilities, not replace them entirely.
So it's less about AI taking over all the jobs
Right.
and more about AI changing the nature of work.
Exactly. Think about it this way. Throughout history, new technologies have always disrupted the job market.
That's true.
The invention of the printing press, the steam engine, the automobile, each of these innovations led to some jobs becoming obsolete.
Right.
But they also created entirely new industries and job opportunities.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So you're saying that AI is just the latest chapter in this ongoing story of technological disruption.
Precisely. And just like those previous technological revolutions,
Yeah.
the key to navigating this new era of AI is adaptability.
Adaptability.
Yeah, we need to be willing to learn new skills, embrace new ways of working,
Right.
and be open to the possibility that our careers might look very different in the future.
Okay, so let's say we adapt, we learn new skills, and we find ways to work alongside AI. What other societal impacts do we need to be thinking about?
Well, another big one is privacy.
Privacy.
As AI systems become more sophisticated,
Right.
they'll have access to more and more data about our lives.
Like what kind of data?
Well, our online activity, our shopping habits, our health records, even our movements and interactions in the physical world.
That's kind of creepy when you put it like that.
That is a little bit, yeah.
It makes you wonder, who has access to all this data?
Right.
And how is it being used?
That's a crucial question.
It is.
And it's one that we need to be asking ourselves constantly as we move further into this AI-powered world.
Right.
We need to demand transparency from the companies and organizations that are collecting and using our data.
Okay.
We need to understand how that data is being used.
Yeah.
And we need to have a say in how it's shared and protected.
So it's about striking a balance between the benefits of AI and the protection of our fundamental rights.
Exactly. We need to ensure that AI is used in ways that respect our privacy, promote fairness, and uphold our values.
Yeah.
It's not just about technological innovation.
Right.
It's about ensuring that AI serves humanity, not the other way around.
I like that. Okay, so we've talked about jobs and privacy.
Right.
But I have a feeling there's a lot more to unpack here.
There is, yeah.
What other societal implications should we be considering?
Well, one area that's particularly important is the potential for AI to exacerbate existing inequalities.
Inequalities, like what do you mean?
So, for example, if AI systems are trained on biased data sets, they can perpetuate and even amplify those biases in their decision-making.
Oh, wow. That's a scary thought. So it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about the people who are developing and deploying it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need to be mindful of the fact that AI systems are created by humans, and humans are inherently biased.
Yeah, that's true.
If we're not careful, we can end up creating AI systems that reflect and even reinforce those biases.
Wow.
Which could have serious consequences for individuals and society as a whole.
So it's like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
If we feed AI systems biased data, we're going to get biased outcomes.
Exactly. That's why it's crucial to have diverse teams working on AI development. People from different backgrounds and perspectives who can help identify and mitigate potential biases in the data and algorithms.
So building ethical and responsible AI is a team effort.
It is, and it's a responsibility that we all share.
We do.
As citizens, we need to stay informed about how AI is being used in our lives.
Okay.
And advocate for policies that promote responsible AI development.
So it's not just about the techies and the policymakers. It's about all of us being aware and engaged.
Absolutely. The future of AI is not something that's going to be decided in some far-off lab. It's something that's being shaped right now by all of us.
That's a good point.
The choices we make today, the conversations we have, the actions we take.
Right.
All of these things will determine what kind of AI-powered future we create.
I like that it's empowering to think that we have a say in how this all unfolds.
We do. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations.
Yeah.
To explore both the potential benefits and the potential risks. And to work together to ensure that AI is used for good.
Okay, so let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the potential benefits.
Right.
We've talked about some of the risks, but there's also a lot of excitement and optimism around the potential of AI to solve some of the world's biggest challenges, right?
Absolutely. AI has the potential to revolutionize countless fields.
Such as?
From healthcare and education to climate change and space exploration.
Oh, wow.
For example, in healthcare.
Yeah.
AI is already being used to develop new drugs, diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately, and personalize treatment plans. Imagine a world where AI can help us predict and prevent pandemics.
That would be amazing.
Or develop cures for diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's.
That would be incredible. It's like
Yep.
something straight out of a science fiction novel.
I know, right?
But it's becoming a reality right before our eyes.
It is. And it's not just healthcare.
What else?
AI is also being used to develop more efficient renewable energy sources,
Right.
optimize energy consumption, and
Right.
even capture carbon dioxide from the atmosphere.
Wow.
Imagine a world where AI helps us create a sustainable future
Yeah.
where we can live in harmony with our planet.
That's a vision I can get behind. What about areas like education?
Right.
How can AI help us improve learning and make education more accessible to everyone?
So AI has the potential to personalize learning in a way that's never been possible before.
Oh, how so?
Imagine like adaptive learning platforms
Okay.
that tailor educational content to each student's individual needs and learning styles, providing personalized feedback and support to help them succeed.
So it's like having a personal tutor for every student, regardless of their background or circumstances.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And it's not just about improving existing systems.
Okay.
AI also has the potential to create entirely new industries and ways of living that we can't even imagine yet.
Like what?
Think about the metaverse. That's just one example of how AI is blurring the lines between the physical and digital worlds,
Right.
creating new possibilities for connection, creativity, and commerce.
It's both exciting and a little overwhelming to think about all the potential applications of AI.
It is, yeah. But with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Right.
We need to approach AI development with a sense of humility, recognizing that we don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
We need to be open to learning from our mistakes
Okay.
and course correcting along the way.
So it's like we're all embarking on this grand experiment together,
Yeah.
and we need to be willing to adapt and evolve as we learn more about the potential and the pitfalls of AI.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And I think the key to navigating this new era successfully is collaboration.
Collaboration.
We need to break down silos, bring together diverse perspectives,
Right.
and work together to create a future where AI benefits all of humanity.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's
Mm.
about the people who are shaping it and the choices we make about how to use it.
Exactly. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's something that we're creating together right now.
That's a pretty profound thought to leave us with.
Yeah.
And speaking of profound thoughts,
Yeah.
maybe it's time to take another quick pause to gather our thoughts and reflect on everything we've discussed so far.
Yeah. Good idea.
We've covered a lot of ground, from the potential impact on jobs and privacy to the incredible possibilities for solving global challenges and creating new ways of living.
It's been a whirlwind of information.
It has.
But that's what makes these deep dives so valuable.
Yeah.
They give us a chance to step back from the day-to-day and really grapple with the big questions
Right.
that are shaping our world.
Absolutely. When we come back, we'll wrap up our deep dive with some final reflections and explore some resources for those who want to dive even deeper into the world of AI.
Sounds good.
So stick around. We'll be right back.
We're back. And honestly, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed
Yeah.
by the sheer scale of what we've been talking about.
That's a lot.
AI is like touching every aspect of our lives.
Uh-huh.
And it's moving so fast, it's hard to keep up.
I know what you mean. It really is.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I'm curious, for someone who's maybe just starting to grasp the vastness of the AI world,
Right.
what's like the most important thing to understand? What's the key takeaway?
I think the most important thing is to realize that AI is no longer a futuristic concept.
Okay.
It's not something that's happening out there in some distant lab.
Right.
It's here. It's now.
It is, yeah.
And it's already shaping our world in profound ways.
So it's not about if AI will impact our lives,
Right.
but how.
And that how is something we have a say in as individuals and as a society.
Exactly. AI is not some inevitable force that's going to sweep us all away.
Right.
It's a tool that we as humans are creating and shaping.
Uh-huh.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
Okay.
It all depends on the choices we make.
So what can we do? How can we as individuals ensure that AI is used in a way that benefits humanity as a whole?
Well, for starters, we need to stay informed.
Informed.
Yeah. The field of AI is evolving so rapidly that what we know today might be outdated tomorrow.
That's true.
Read articles, listen to podcasts like this one,
Of course.
attend conferences, take online courses, whatever it takes to keep your knowledge fresh and stay on top of the latest developments.
So it's like we need to develop a new kind of literacy, a kind of AI literacy that helps us understand how this technology works.
I like that AI literacy. That's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
And it's not just about understanding the technical details. It's also about being able to think critically about the ethical and societal implications of AI. It's about asking tough questions, challenging assumptions, and demanding transparency and accountability from those who are developing and deploying these powerful systems.
So it's not just about the engineers and the data scientists anymore.
Exactly.
It's about all of us, regardless of our background or profession, stepping up and saying, hey, this is important. We need to have a say in how AI shapes our future.
Exactly. The future of AI is not something that's going to be decided in some ivory tower. Something that's being shaped right now in our communities, in our workplaces, in our homes.
Wow, yeah, you're right.
We all have a role to play.
I'm feeling a little more optimistic now.
Good.
It's easy to get overwhelmed by the scale of it all,
It is, yeah.
but knowing that we have a voice,
Yeah.
that we can make a difference, that's empowering.
It is. And there's a lot of power in collective action. There are so many organizations and individuals out there who are working to ensure that AI is used for good. By connecting with these groups, sharing information, and advocating for responsible AI development, we can amplify our voices and make a real impact.
It's amazing. So for those of us who are feeling inspired to get involved, where do we go? What resources would you recommend?
Oh, there are so many great resources out there. A good place to start is the AI Ethics Lab.
Okay, AI Ethics Lab.
They have tons of information on the ethical and societal implications of AI.
Like what?
Including articles, podcasts, videos, and even online courses.
Okay, cool.
Another great organization is the Partnership on AI,
Okay.
which brings together leading tech companies, academics, and civil society groups to address the challenges and opportunities of AI.
And of course, there's Nvidia itself.
Right.
They have a wealth of information on their website about their AI initiatives, their platforms, and their vision for the future.
Absolutely. And don't forget about online communities.
Online community.
Yeah. There are so many forums, blogs, and social media groups where you can connect with other AI enthusiasts, share knowledge, and learn from each other. It's a great way to stay up to date and find your tribe in the AI world.
It's like there's this whole vibrant AI ecosystem out there just waiting to be explored.
Exactly.
Well, on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap things up.
Okay.
But before we go, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
All right.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
The mind-blowing capabilities of AI,
Right.
the potential risks and benefits, the ethical and societal implications.
Yeah.
It's a lot to process.
It is.
But amidst all the complexity,
Yeah.
I hope our listeners have come away with one key takeaway.
What's that?
The future of AI is not something that's happening to us.
Right.
Something we're creating together.
Beautifully said.
So to all our listeners out there, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.
Yes.
The future of AI is in our hands.
It is.
To make it a future we can all be proud of.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI.
Until next time, keep exploring.